Hello guys, a very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I don't know where you're watching this video, but welcome so much. This is Rongo Online TV. My name is Peter Mwangangi. Oh, and of course, how about we talk about 15 to 20 questions that they may ask you when you go for an interview. These are common questions that you may be asked when you go for an interview. I was discussing this with my friend after I went for an interview that was very hectic. 30 to 45 minutes still being asked questions, and I'm telling you it was hectic. And I thought of she told me it's a good idea if I share these with you. What are some of the common questions? I know they are not all, because the interview depends on the what you're applying for, the position you're applying for, the industry you're applying for, but there are those common questions. So I tried to remember some, then we discussed more questions with her, and I have them written down. So I'll be sharing with you 15 to 20 questions that they may ask you when you go for an interview. These are common. Question number one, of course, they'll tell you to describe yourself. I'll be very fast because I just want you to have this is a problem, so you look for the solution. You know, when you have a problem, you can look for the solution. If I ask you about something and I'll tell you go and research about it, it's not the same way if I tell you go and research about anything. All right, so question number one is describing yourself. Tell them about yourself. Question number two that they may ask is how did you learn about their organization or the position of that job. That's the other question they may ask you, maybe from a friend. The other question is your biggest weakness. You have to be careful when you answer this kind of a question. From the impression that I got, they also ask you about your weaknesses and your strengths. So maybe if you give your weakness, I have to tell you this before I continue. From what I learned from my mentor, they told me that when you answer these questions, make sure that you answer them bearing in mind you have this position that you're applying for. So try and relate them with the position that you're applying for. So if they ask you about your weakness, make sure that your weakness is not a weakness that they don't need in that position you're applying for, or your strength make you more qualified for the position. I hope we are getting good. They may also ask you why you left your previous job. Be wise, be smart. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years to 5 years? Of course, they may ask you. Some bosses are very, there's this saying that says this thing that I believe that it's not everyone who wants to support you wants you to make it. They just want you to be under them, so you have to be. I don't know what to say about that. The other question they may ask you is something you failed to achieve, maybe something you failed to meet. Maybe you are supposed to do something at your previous job and you didn't meet it, and how did you feel about it? The other question they may ask you is a risky decision that you took in your previous job. Maybe something you did and it was very much risky just for the job. The next question they may ask is what motivates you, what keeps you going. You know that yourself. Me, I don't know. I know what keeps me going, but I don't know what keeps you going. So that's another question they may ask you. How do you deal with work pressure? Don't hesitate to be very careful when you answer this question, because I realize that it's a very sensitive question. Maybe how do you relate? How do you deal with work pressure? Why you left your previous job? I told you about that. What did you love about your previous boss, your employer? What did you love about them? They may also ask you about what did you hate about your previous boss. What is the biggest achievement you have made in life that you can say, this I achieved the biggest? Are you proud of yourself for achieving that? Tell them about the biggest thing that you have achieved. These are some of the common questions that you may find in an interview. Tell us why we should hire you. This is a question that comes for so many people. So here is where you state your qualifications, show them how hardworking you are, show them how much you can deliver. Ni kujitetea, you have to kujitetea. Your skills, they'll ask you about your skills, maybe hard skills, maybe soft skills, These are personal, you know them. Your salary expectations, of course, these are must. They have to ask you, what do you expect your salary to be. You have calculated your expenses, you have calculated all you need, you know what you can do, you know you are paid according to what you can deliver. So it's good, you already calculated your salary, so you know what to expect. The other question, maybe the second last: a time you solved a problem at your job, a time you solved a problem, maybe it wasn't under your job description, but you solved it. You can tell them about it. Also, maybe they can ask you about a mistake you made, a very big mistake, or maybe a small mistake that you made. So after all their questions, they also give you a chance to ask your own questions. What do you ask? This is a chance that you get to restate your qualifications, why you fit in that job, what you can deliver, how hardworking you are. This is a chance you get ya kujitetea, right? If you don't have more questions, and you can also ask them about their names if they didn't tell you about their names, and this will make you more qualified for the job. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this is beneficial to you. I hope this is great to you. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm really so much grateful. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. My good name is Peter Mwangangi, and this is Rongo Online TV. Thank you so much.